Not on paper.
So I do have somebody that's joined us online in time for the public input for this committee. If you're here to speak, please raise your hand by using the raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen. Mr. Chairman, I see none.
Okay. Councilor Stacoviak, 2.
Yep, number 2 is a quarterly reports for the animal shelter. I move to, Rick, do you need to refile order this or just take up?
You're taking up, because
Okay.
we don't have any to...
Okay, so I move to take up number 2, the quarterly reports for the animal shelter.
Motion was made by Councilor Stacoviak, second by Councilor... excuse me, Rubio, to turn around and take up the quarterly reports. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Ms. Massie, you want to go over this for the committee, just briefly? This was due in September, correct?
Which one are you looking at?
This one here, it was a quarterly report, and I believe it was turned around and stated in May that we were going to get quarterly reports. So as we go quarterly, I should have received this in September, not in January, if I'm not mistaken.
We did discuss quarterly reports, but you never said when you wanted the first one to be
Okay,
received.
well then, could you just go over this one then?
July, August, September?
Yes.
What would you like to know? Animals taken into the shelter in July was 49, August was 58, September was 52. Animals that were returned to their owner, July 29.
Is that the
August
report that's in front of us now, or you have a prior report that we haven't gotten?
It's a July.
July, August, September is the one that I provided to you.
Oh,
No, we've got October, November, and December.
Yeah.
Right, I just asked you which one you wanted me to read from. You have both of them.
No, we only have
We
one.
only have one.
We should have both of them.
All right, let's,
This report was submitted to you
We haven't seen that.
through the police department, through the chain of command. Yes, it was.
well, it was told to go to get copied off to the clerk, and somebody didn't send it to the clerk, so we never received it. So, at this point, the only thing I have in front of me is October, November, December. So that's what we're gonna disseminate. So could you just go through those numbers now, since those are the ones that the committee's been provided with?
Okay, so October, we took 34 animals into the shelter, returned to their owner 15, returned to other cities 0, animals adopted to a new family was 25, transferred to another shelter was 8, and euthanized was 3. November, animals taken into the shelter was 39, animals returned to their owner 21, animals returned to other cities 0, animals adopted to new families 18, transferred to other shelters 2, euthanized 0. December, animals taken into the shelter was 30, animals returned to their owner 11, animals returned to other city 2, animals adopted to new families 21, transferred to other shelters 1, euthanized 1. There's a note down at the bottom. I wanted to put reasons for the euthanasia. There were 4 cats that were humanely euthanized. They were suffering from severe illness, 3 of them. One was due to an injury and would not have survived treatment to sustain a positive outcome. So that's why they were euthanized.
All right, thank you. Does the committee have any questions about the report? Excuse me.
I'm
Councilor
wondering, these numbers, out of how many total, is this the total numbers in the shelter at the moment, as far
No.
as animals?
No, because this is, it's ever changing.
Right,
So,
but from October, November, December, so October 34 total
no, 34 entered.
entered. What is the total overall? How many do we?
We ended the year with 307 dogs, 116 cats, and I'm not sure on the small animals, rabbits, guinea pigs. I'm in the middle of doing my annual report, so that will be submitted to the police department. But I think it's somewhere near, I want to say 30, 34, somewhere around there.
That's for the year, correct? For 2023?
Yes,
That came in.
that entered the shelter.
Okay. Any other questions?
So as of January 1st, how many dogs are still up for adoption or animals? or
Right now,
cats?
as of today, we have 21 dogs, 11 cats, and 4 rabbits.
How many dogs? 21?
21 dogs.
Anything else? All right.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead, Council.
And I'm not sure if you both agree with this. Could we have kind of, in addition to these numbers, could we have kind of what is a total amount of each pet in the shelter? Just so that we are aware, from 307, there's 34 that's new taken in, 15 returned to the, you know what I mean?
Like a breakdown?
Yeah, a breakdown.
Of what kind of animal?
Because now I just see kind of breakdown of these numbers, but I don't know what kind, overall total.
So you're
how many
saying
pets?
like when I say 34 animals taken into the shelter, you want to know how many of those are dogs, how many are cats, how many are other?
No, more so.
I'm gonna move on back to the owners.
Yeah.
And
So
then
out of,
adopt it
say
out.
for example, October, there is a total of 307 dogs. 37 are.
No,
307 is for the year.
Oh, for the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so monthly. Okay, I
This
see what you're
is the
saying.
breakdown for
Yeah.
the month. Like,
I got it. Okay. There it is.
All right. Councilor Rubio, number 3.
Number 3, review and discussion of general operations of the animal shelter, both presently and going forward. I move to take up number 3.
It's been moved by Councilor Rubio, seconded by Councilor Stacoviak, that we take up number 3 for discussion. I'll start it off. It seems like, in review of the general operations, I am now the official spokesman for the animal shelter. So since I've become the official spokesman, I've gotten emails, phone calls that the place is closed half the time because of one reason or another. Got an email here that says specifically that Director Renee Massie should be removed, and I want to speak to urge you to take those steps. This is coming from a Miss Murphy, which I think I met her the day we opened up the animal shelter. And, you know, I've gone through this at length now when I started to look at this, the problems that we're having there. You know, from the closing to everything else that we're dealing with. When I started to find out about it, I sat down with you, Renee, and asked you what you needed. You told me that you needed a reorg, and I took the steps to make sure that that happened. Excuse me, you got it somewhere here. And I apologize for all the paperwork that I've got. And some of it, oh, here it is here, excuse me. So we went through the reorg, and you told me what you needed. So I went through that and highlighted some of the interests of the reorg. Adding this full complement will provide with an opportunity to reopen the animal shelter, streamline and amp up the adoption process, as well as the community to our highest potential. Attract and retain new qualified hires, accomplish the goals, and open to the public and get the division back to the outstanding service to the community. That was your words under the reorg. So I turned around and made sure I worked with you and got that accomplished. Then secondly, when I had a problem with it being closed, I was told that to solve some of the problems with it being closed, it was illegal. So I went to legal like 3 times.
that had nothing to do with being closed.
Legal had nothing?
No, legal was to get waivers for the volunteer program. That's a whole different topic.
And again, that in my mind is turned around and gets you to the point of making you remain open, allowing you to remain open by being able to schedule people in a certain way, whether it's volunteers or whether it's the people that you have. Under this, you're gonna do that with just those people,
With staff, yeah.
with staff. And when I started to look into it more and more, you know, I've gotten contacted from I think a Miss Joseph. It was actually sitting at home one night watching about an animal shelter in Attleboro flooded out and how they have 500 volunteers. Can you tell me how many we have?
We have 9,
9?
yes, and that shelter is in Cumberland.
The shelter I talked to was in South Attleboro. She actually reached out with me in another text message and would like me to come visit her shelter.
I have the article. You referenced the article in the Breeze. It is a shelter in Cumberland.
Who runs it?
Susan Joseph.
Okay, she turned around and texted.
And she said, in the article, she said she had 400 volunteers. And you said in the Breeze that she had 400 people walking
Again, I'm the
dogs,
spokesman in the
which
Breeze.
is absolutely
I'm the
not
spokesman
true.
in the Breeze, and this is what we're gonna end up dealing with all the time. I don't know when.
Well, maybe you should start telling the Breeze truthful information instead of slanderous information.
Okay, we're not gonna get there anywhere here. So, the next question I have is, when did the animal shelter close on Sunday? From my information, let's find out truthful information now.
Yes, let's find out
Yeah.
truthful information. Do you want me
Before
to
COVID,
produce it
excuse
for
me,
you?
when I finish my question, before
Sure.
COVID, how many days a week was the animal shelter open?
Before COVID,
Before COVID,
7 days a week,
okay. After COVID, how many days was it open?
6 days a week.
Okay. And we've officially turned around and put in the city calendar that it is closed on Sundays. Can you tell me who made that decision?
The police department, along with myself, at the time, it was announced at the grand opening. You were at the grand opening.
Yes, I was.
WPRI posted that we were open 6 days a week. I have the article here that shows that we are open 6 days a week.
I've done nothing but field phone calls about the closing of the place, about how they can't reach anybody, nobody answers the phones there. I've turned around and dealt with people telling me that the animals are being abused, which I've turned around.
That's disgusting.
It is, and when I've
And
talked.
you should know that that's a lie.
And I've had to turn around and tell people that. The only people that are being abused here are the public that pay for that place. And that's what I want to clear up now. We're going to find a way to go back to 7 days a week. And we're going to find a way to operate this animal shelter in the capacity that you've indicated in the reorg. That we're going to service.
We are successful,
We are
just
going
like
to
I
operate it
indicated
in a manner that is going to serve the community and the animals. That's what it was built for. So that is my goal here today, is to get back to that. You want to make it honest and truthful. That is my goal.
Could you please tell me how it is damaging to be open 6 days a week instead of 7 days a week? What is the negative effect of being open?
The negative
6
effect
days a
is the
week?
public that cannot get access to a shelter on the weekend when they go to see the animals when they aren't working. If they're not working the weekend and they wanted to come in and look at the animals, that's the negative effect it has on the community. It may not.
No, it doesn't. It does not affect adoptions. I've proven that with the data that I've
I don't know
provided.
how it doesn't affect adoptions when it goes to Pet Finder and somebody's trying to adopt a dog out of New York.
Okay, let me show you Pet Finder, okay? Here's our communications. I have printed this out, and I can't say, I've told you this before, I cannot make it any simpler. You go to the city's website, okay? This is the city's website when you get on it. Departments, you click on departments, okay? The next screen that is gonna pop up is all the departments. You click on animal shelter, okay? The next screen that you're gonna see is Pawtucket Animal Shelter. You click on view our pets. You will not go to New York. You will see all of the pets that are at our shelter. It is 3 clicks, actually a hover and 3 clicks.
Have you
It can't be
indicated-
any simpler than this.
Have you indicated to me in the past that there's a problem with the website?
This Pet Finder?
The website for the animal shelter, for the Pawtucket Animal Shelter. Have you indicated there's a problem with it?
You're switching to a different topic. The website is a different place. This is Pet Finder. This is not our website. This is a different site that we access. It's kind of like Facebook, Instagram. This is Pet Finder. It's
So
all
we
pets.
don't have a Pawtucket Animal Shelter website.
We
per se.
have a Pawtucket Animal Shelter website where people can find the application. They submit the application on that website.
Can they view the animals there?
No, they cannot.
Okay.
That website was set up during COVID so that people would have a way to apply and adopt dogs while we are closed. That was the point of that website, and that website still serves that purpose today. Whether we're open or closed, they can still go to that website and apply to adopt an animal. That is how we do most of our adoptions. We don't do walk-in adoptions. I have a handout for you to show you our process of adoption. If you walk in, you're not gonna walk out with an animal. There is a process that you have to follow. So that's why it doesn't matter whether we're open or closed when it comes to adoption.
What it matters is for the public to be able to go in and view dogs. And that's what it matters.
They can see the same dogs on the outside that they see on the inside of the building.
Again,
They're still viewing the dogs. They're still adopting
it
the
is
dogs.
my objective to get the animal shelter open 7 days a week.
And that's fine, but I would like to know why you think it is negative. What bad thing do you think is happening because we're closed on Sunday?
I think it limits the opportunity for the public to come in and view the dogs, whether it's on the inside or the outside. That's my opinion. And I'm going to correct it.
Then you need to hire someone for that.
And that's what I've been told through all of this. I gotta continue to hire people, I've gotta continue to compensate people. Listen, I've done all that. I'm done with that.
No, you haven't done all that.
I most certainly have.
We were supposed to have 7 after the reorg, and we had 6.
And that is not the indication that was put through the reorg. And now that's to the point that I've come out with saying that I'm gonna bring in a consultant and have him give us opinions about what it needs to be done to bring it back. That's my desire.
Okay, how about my opinion? Can I give you my opinion?
Sure.
Okay. So let me get the right folder. So I wrote down some notes. Now, first, I want to start with, I am a nationally certified animal control officer. Okay, I have 30 years as a vet tech. I've been employed by the city in a management role for nearly 20 years. I have a master's degree in public administration from Roger Williams University. I have a certificate in public sector leadership from Cornell. I've led my team to achieve a no-kill status for the last 15 years. My team goes above and beyond what's listed in their job descriptions. Fueled by their love and compassion for animals, they've exceeded expectations in the performance of their duties. I have produced for you 2 quarterly reports with data that shows how successful my team has been with our adoption program. With this data in hand, this evidence of our success, why you continue to make damaging comments to the press, like the ones in the last article. You said there's an unacceptable level of service. You said it's a nightmare. You said ongoing issues and lack of improvement. It's time to solve these repeated issues once and for all. And then you went on to say bringing in a consultant for recommendations to solve the problems is what you wanted to do.
That's what
The most hurtful thing you said to my staff was that, to your knowledge, animals are not being abused. To your knowledge, that's a hurtful statement.
It may be. You know why? I do know right well because I've been told that over and over again. But you know what the problem is? When people can't get in, people turn around and start to make comments. And then I've got to deal with those comments.
Maybe you should correct the comments.
Well, I will correct the comments by coming down on a weekly basis and determining whether the shelter's open or not. And if I can get access in there. Because the public paid for that place. $2.5 million to turn around and make sure the care of the animals are taking place. And I have no doubt that your staff and the rest of the people in that place are doing that. I have the problem that the people that want to go down and look aren't being addressed as well as they should be. That's my problem. And that is what I am going to correct.
Then how do we have such a successful program? If people aren't getting access, you're saying that the day that the Sundays, because people can't get in on Sunday, that is some kind of nightmare, that's some kind of major issue?
You can take
not a major issue.
You can take offense with my words, but and you are most certainly welcome to, just like I've taken offense to yours. And
I haven't said anything.
I know. You directed all to my house. I've got people turn around and giving me comments here that you should be removed. And you think I want to listen to that?
They don't know the operation.
Right.
They don't know me.
They don't. I do. And I've had to deal with it. You've put this on my doorstep, and now
I put it on your doorstep.
I
was ordered to say that.
And if you were ordered to say that, whoever ordered you to say that, put it on my doorstep. And
that's between you and them, not me.
I am going to fix it. I am going to fix it because we're going back to where we were. we're not gonna make this a session about you and me arguing back and forth. We're going to correct the
No, I
problems.
came here to state facts, is what I came to correct what you have said in the newspaper. So the closing on Sunday, we've addressed that was something ongoing since we reopened, correct? You do now understand that.
Yep.
That's not something that I just did on a whim, okay? So we can check that one off. Sometimes we are closed. When we don't have enough staff, we are closed because somebody may be on vacation and then somebody else calls out sick. It's not a new concept. This happens in business, okay? We just had somebody out, her sister passed away. She has the right to grieve. She has the right to be out. Well, what does that do? Now we have other staff members that are trying to pick up that slack. But if you go down to 2 people in the animal shelter, you cannot open. What do you want us to do in that situation?
Find a way to keep it open. I told you.
No, not find a way. You tell me. Tell me then.
Then I'm going to turn around and tell you. We've turned around and addressed it with volunteers in the past. Volunteers don't violate the bargaining unit if they sit there and do nothing but give you 2 bodies in that place to keep it open. That's a solution. That's what I'm looking for, is solutions. That is what I'm looking for. And that is what I'm willing to do with you. Work with you to get those solutions. Not sit there and have this kind of attitude. Trust me. Trust me.
Are you saying that I am the one with the attitude? Look at you.
Trust me. Because I am frustrated beyond belief because of what I'm dealing with. And I'm not going to deal with it anymore. I told you, I'm not here to get excuses about people. I'm looking for solutions. You can work with me to get those solutions, or we can turn around and figure out another way to do it. One way or another.
You mentioned in the breeze regarding volunteers. You said that we're just locking the doors due to a lack of volunteers and said that we can't get anybody.
That was them
That's a
quoting.
lie.
That was them quoting me, not quoting me, but misquoting me to the point that my even frustration goes with the police department that we've been told about don't want to get anything misinformed, that an individual came in, unlocked, took a dog for a walk, and then turned around and bit another dog. And for that reason, we don't take volunteers in anymore until we finish that out. That's a problem with the police department. To turn around and take a process that was working for us, and they say, wait a minute, everything's on hold now, we can't do anything until we figure this out and start to solve our problems down there, that's not acceptable. That needs to be fixed. And again, all these things that I'm trying to address are things that need to be fixed, and they're going to be fixed. We are going to address them so that we don't have a negative attitude about an establishment that's been provided for. We work for the public. We are here to serve the public. You are there to turn around and serve the animals as well. But that is also part of your job, to serve the public.
And we are successful in doing that. We have a whole wall of letters of gratitude from people. You have a few complaints there. Complaints that never came to my desk. They didn't send me that letter.
No.
There's no complaints coming to me. We are getting gratitude letters. We are getting thank yous. We started posting them all over the wall.
Have them send them to me, because I don't get them. This is what I get. This is what I get.
Well,
this is what
you
I
get
deal
that.
with.
You know why you get that? Because of your untrue statements that you keep making in the briefing.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
People are feeding you. They like the fact that you're stressed about it, and they're feeding you more. I informed you at the Animal Control Committee meeting on June 21st that we had 9 volunteers. I informed you that I was waiting for the necessary police department approvals before onboarding any new volunteers. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I just
So
told you that's not acceptable. That needs to
that
change.
is something that is out of my control.
I didn't say
I do not have the
it was your to
authority.
blame. And I think I just made the statement that it was a process going through the police department that has changed the way that you can staff because of that. And I said it's going to get corrected.
You're directing your anger at me.
I'm not directing my anger at you. I'm making a comment. You're turning around and making I made a comment to you. You're making it back to me, and I'm just responding to it. You know, I'm going to tell you something, Miss Massie, that we're here to work together, and I want to do that. I want to get an accomplished and established animal shelter. That's what it's been recognized for.
That's what it is.
And great, but you know what? What I hear from it, it's closed every time I go. Every time I
What
go
are the
down there.
dates? Could you give me the dates?
No, I can't give you the dates.
Okay, well, I cannot give you a reason for the closing.
I'll
if I don't
document.
have
I'll
the dates.
document. You know what? My
Document
reason.
it, please.
Yes, I will. I will document it, but I ain't here for documentation. I'm here to turn around and make results, and we're gonna get those. We're gonna figure out a way to do it together.
There's already results.
We are going to figure out a way to make the results even better. That is the charge from this committee. Any other committee members have anything else they'd like to add?
Yes, I would. I'm highly uncomfortable with this conversation. I think it's not productive. I think that Ms. Massie has her points, and they're good points. They work hard, they're front line. I think Chairman Wildenhain has his points that he wants to work together and he wants things solved. But what's happening here is not a path to solution, and I'm highly uncomfortable with it. I appreciate all the work that you guys are doing at the shelter, and I appreciate your passion for it. But I don't. This conversation is not going anywhere. I think solutions are needed. We need to come because they are doing a great job. The animals are getting adopted. We don't like that it's closed. I understand they can't help that. Sometimes it is closed. We need to talk, collaborate, and find solutions for the public. That's all I have to say. I'm highly uncomfortable with this whole conversation.
I agree. Highly uncomfortable, unnecessary, no need to shout back and forth. Let's just figure out a way to collaborate and get better results.
Yes.
That's it.
All right, we'll move on to number 4. Animal shelter website. Do you see any way that could be improved, Hirsch?
So we can work with the animal shelter if, oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry about that. So I guess the question would be what, if there's any way we can help, either publicize or expand the animal shelter. It seems like it's Pet Finder, which is one of the sites that's used.
We have several. We have Pet Finder that we use. There is no problem with Pet Finder whatsoever. We had a Facebook and an Instagram page that is frozen. We cannot use it anymore. The police department was trying to get Facebook and Instagram to remove them so that there's no confusion. The new Facebook page that the police department started, we were using that for a while. And now there's a problem with authentication. It's not allowing us to access. We can't get in to post anything. So that has been down for a while. I had one of my volunteers decided that he was going to start Facebook and Instagram just this week. This all happened so quickly. The Friends of Pawtucket Animal Shelter, which is our volunteer group, the 9 people, they started Facebook and Instagram, and they are going to do all of the posts for us. If there can be a link to that from the city website, that would be good. Like when they go on to pawtucketanimalshelter.com and they see the application, if there is some kind of link that would take them to the Friends of Pawtucket Animal Shelter
Like the
social
icons.
media.
Sure, I mean, we can turn that around, overnight. I just need the link of what it is, if it's ready to go. I mean, the other thing we could do is we could also create our own, page for animals, to put it kind of like with the, I'm on Pet Finder. I was just looking at it a little while ago to see what pets. Do you post all the pets that are available on there, or is it?
All of them that are available. But what people don't realize is we're not just an animal shelter. We are an animal control division, and we have animals that are taken there, they're impounded there for safekeeping, or somebody was arrested, or somebody got taken away in an ambulance. There's legal matters where there might be a hoarding, and we take in animals, and those animals are not available for adoption because they have to go through the legal process. So the animals that you may see 21 dogs in the shelter, you're not going to see 21 dogs on Pet.
We could reproduce what's on Pet Finder if people are going, so that they're not getting lost in the maybe